let's talk about the furry comic Duncan and Eddie. In it, we follow Crocodile Duncan and his boyfriend, Eddie the Goat. In the first page, we see Eddie insisting that they hold hands as they walk together, so it looks like we'll be skipping the initial courtship and jumping straight to boyfriend status. Good, less fat to trim off the story. Together, they bumble through life in a very Saturday morning cartoon sort of way, with a joke per page format that usually follows a 4-panel style. So, what's the comic about? Well, not a lot, to be honest. Most of the pages, like I said, are just joke of the day, or just cute boyfriends being cute boyfriends. There are really no big overarching plots or themes, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes it's okay to just turn your brain off and enjoy the cuteness of a furry couple trying to make it through life. The author really goes out of their way to make us like these guys before anything really dramatic happens. Eddie is actually in the closet, and the opening bit of drama is about the night that he comes out to his parents. Duncan is waiting outside in his car for hours to see how it turns out, and Eddie's parents reject him and throw him out. It's honestly pretty heartbreaking. Thankfully, Eddie's sister, who supports him, has a friend that he can crash with for the moment and get his life together. It's interesting to see a cute comic like this pull a gut punch like that. But it was perfectly orchestrated, I can't lie. We spend a long time getting to know these guys before something awful like this happens to them, and we never even see Eddie's parents in panel. Thankfully, Eddie has Duncan, his sister's friend Vicky, and the best character in the whole comic, his uncle. Eddie's uncle knows nothing about how to handle the fact that his nephew is gay, going as far as getting him a ho-ho homosexual sweater. It's hilariously inappropriate and insensitive, and I love him for it. He's big and stupid and loud, but he loves his nephew very much. He's trying to be supportive, and that's what matters at the end of the day. He introduces Eddie as my gay nephew in a lot of conversations, outing him over and over until Eddie gets fed up with it and goes, "Look, it's my straight uncle." I love this guy. Later on, though, the comic pulls out its second gut punch, this time in the heart instead of in the stomach. His uncle finds out that his parents threw him out because he's gay, and immediately jumps on the phone to yell at everyone. Suddenly, the stupid sweater doesn't seem so stupid anymore. Huh, Eddie? Anyway, over to Duncan. Duncan is honestly the star of the comic. It is called Duncan and Eddie, but it may as well be called Duncan guest starring Eddie. He's honestly the most well-rounded character in the whole story. He's got a sweet tooth, he has a job at an eatery, he's not good at handling stress or drama, but he is comfortable with who he is, which is more than most people can say, especially in the LGBT community. Heck, you can even buy a Duncan plushie if you want to. The author has clearly leaned into the big guy to keep the comic popular and keep the BL sweetness on a very high level. He is supportive, but flusters easily, and it makes him come across as a real heart of gold type character. The only dark part of him is his daddy issues. During a visit to his mom's house, Eddie notices that there is a picture missing from all the others, and his mother tells him that that's where Duncan's father's picture was. Duncan quickly hushes her about his dad's absence, but doesn't want to talk about it. The worst part is, there is no elaboration after that. He could have died, divorced, been murdered, left them, gone to jail, anything. As of right now, there is no evidence for any specific iteration of why he isn't there. Worst of all, the topic is dropped almost immediately, and the picture is replaced with one of Duncan, Eddie, and Duncan's mom. Wow. Way to dangle something interesting and then shove it under the rug, comic. You have like 2 plot points in all your pages and you don't want to tell us about this one? Great. Hopefully it will be addressed at a later date, but for now there's literally nothing to go on. And that's pretty much it. If I were to be perfectly frank, the comic's main problem is honestly Eddie. While Duncan has plenty of definable character traits, a job, and clear motivations in life, Eddie is almost entirely reactionary. He doesn't do things. Things just happen to him. It took me several read-throughs to even realize that he's probably a college student of some description, but little else. I couldn't tell you what he likes, aside from his boyfriend, and what he likes to do with his time, or anything else, really. At first I thought he was supposed to be the blank slate everyman character, but next to Duncan, that really doesn't seem likely. If Duncan wasn't there, I don't think this comic would be about anything. Maybe the author is leaning too hard into the crowd favorite and forgot to expand on Eddie as a person. I know it sounds harsh, but I feel like this comic needs to give me more before I can give it a recommendation. There's a lot of BL furry comics out there. Some of them are good, some of them are bland, and some of them are like Duncan and Eddie. It's like eating a marshmallow. It's soft and sweet, but there's not much substance here. Maybe I can come back in a year or so when there's more pages and we'll get more details on Eddie as a character. But if you're going to have a comic all about 2 characters, for the most part, you gotta balance them and flesh both of them out. I'd say give it a pass for now. It's cute and sweet and stuff, but there's better stuff out there. See you later.